Hey, it's TimesCark11 with a LEGO Rhyhorn, Rhydon, and Rhyperior. Starting off with Rhyhorn, I've got a couple stories about him. So Rhyhorn was the very first shiny Pokemon I ever encountered. It was in Heart Gold, in one of, if not the very last tile of Victory Road, and being a dumb kid, I didn't catch it. I knew what shinies were at the time, but I didn't understand their value yet, so I just ran away from it to get to the Elite Four faster, and that was a very stupid decision. Let me know in the comments, what was the first shiny Pokemon you ever encountered, and hopefully did you catch it? I think the first one I actually caught was the second shiny I ever encountered, which was a Pelipper in Black 2 and White 2. I don't think I ever encountered any shinies in Black and White. And the second story about this is that this build is actually about 10 years old. I started working on this in 2014, couldn't find some of the pieces I needed to finish the shape right, and it was sitting on a shelf for literally 10 years. So I finally finished it now with a piece I don't think existed 10 years ago. So this was the piece that I really needed to finish it. Next up, Rhydon. So it looks a bit off with the mouth open like this. I'm not sure if I should have made the mouth closed or not. But I did give this one a good bit of articulation to get the pose. So the feet can move up and down to change the angle that's standing. The tail can move at a couple points. There's a little bit of movement in the arms. The head can swivel. And as an unintended consequence of how it was built, the horn can actually rotate. And then last up we have Rhyperior. Remember how I said Mega Abomasnow was probably the largest LEGO Pokemon I ever made? Well, I think this might have topped it. I'm not sure. It's thicker, it's not covering as much space, but it is much thicker. And it might have more pieces, I'm not really sure. I don't count the pieces unless it's something as low as 5 pieces. I usually just never bother counting how many I actually use for these. But yeah, this thing is gigantic. Comparing it next to Rhydon. And Rhydon is already bigger than a minifigure. So not much articulation in this one, but Rhyperior doesn't really move anything besides the arms anyway. There was a few things I was considering for how to build the arms. The arms were probably one of the longest parts it took to get done, to figure out how to build those. So I went with these cylinder pieces, since it has a hole inside that creates the hole that it has to shoot out rocks with, instead of just having a draw on a hole. So since these are all very big, especially Rhyperior, Rhyhorn and Rhydon will get a tutorial together next week, and then either the week after that or 2 weeks after that, Rhyperior will get a tutorial all to itself. Depends on if I have Tangela and Tangrowth done the week after the tutorial for these guys. If I do, then I'll have Tangela and Tangrowth up first. Otherwise, I'll just have 2 tutorials 2 weeks in a row. Anyway, if you want to see all my other LEGO Sinnoh or Kanto Pokemon, the Sinnoh playlist is on screen on the left, and the Kanto playlist is on screen on the right. If you watch the end, comment Blossom Dance down below if you don't have a shiny story to tell. But if you do, then tell me about what the first shiny you ever encountered was and if you caught it. So, see you next time.